how can I let go of something so that I can allow space for it to exist without me pushing it away? You see, because every time we're wanting something, we're actually placing ourselves under the very thing it is we want. So vibrationally, we cannot match. It's like saying that I want this and I need it because when this comes in my life, in my reality, in my existence, and I experience it, then I will feel so and so, fulfilled, loved. Okay? So we have a narrative that's saying when this specific person comes in, or the money comes in, or the abundance, or the fame, or the success, then I will feel. So there's a this or that. It's kind of a conditional loving to ourselves. In order to shift this game around, we would want to allow to let this go. And how do we do this? How can we let go of something we're really wanting? Well, we cannot cognitively bypass this. That means we cannot logically say, yes, it's fine if this specific thing is not in my life. Look at me, I'm fine. We actually need to allow, and this is very humbling for the ego, to allow to feel the loss, the absence of the very thing it is we're wanting. Once we allow for the absence, once we allow for the loss, we actually go into this place that has been waiting to be loved by us, waiting to be seen and felt by us. And all this time we were actually, kind of promising with the potential to get something that we would love us. That's what we were keeping that place from being loved. So the excuse was we didn't love that part of ourselves because we had the excuse that once we get this and this sorted out, then I will love you. And this is very painful. So to let go and to surrender is the outcome of actually allowing to feel the absence and the lack and the mourning. Because once we feel the gap, the absence, right? We feel it, then we actually start to grieve it. The grieving part now is another emotion that we were trying to bypass. While we were trying to promise a future fulfillment that never, was always another future, and another now, and another now. And every now, right, was another unfulfilled promise by our own selves to ourselves. So once we allow to process the emotions, first of lack of this specific thing, person, situation, the absence, to feel the void, feel the absence, feel the lack, and then grieve it as if it's gone, because that's the only moment we actually experience its absence, when we make room for these emotions. And then the more we are present within these emotions and feelings, the more we're healing them. And this exact thing is the process that leads us to surrendered stage and to the letting go stage. So the stage is not letting go. So our intention cannot be letting go. Our intention, in order to let go and to let go of something and to surrender, to be in surrendered mode, would be first, right? Our intention would be to allow to feel and see those feelings and emotions that, have been avoiding to feel lack, the absence, and then the grief of loss of that specific thing, because that specific thing is always in somewhere in our mind. So it's not really here, but it's somewhere there. When we allow to be real and accept reality as is, and embrace and accept all those things that we have been chasing, that we will never get them, that's actually the first time we're letting them go from actually chasing them and never having them. And then being able to let them go is the exact thing that allows them to come in. Because if we are fulfilled and we first give ourselves the, fulfillment without needing first to get something from our outer world, to change something from our outer world, then magically, or actually vibrationally, whatever is A vibrational match comes and finds us. And when it does, it's the exact thing we wanted, even if it's the thing we thought it was or something different or close to it. Because in actuality, everything we're wanting is an excuse. What we're really wanting is love, the fulfillment. And you could ask yourself this, if I were to feel fulfilled completely without, expecting anything on my outer world to change, would it bother me that things were the way they are right now? And when we have gotten to those moments of bliss, of nirvana, of, inner peace and presence, you could name it with any title you want, you would see that in those moments we are not missing anything, and we are not, having anything in excess that we need to let go. Everything's exactly as it should be. And it kind of scares us because in those moments when we are in the here and now, we are open to our deception, which is, first I'll have this and then I'll feel that. First I'll get this and then I'll become that. In those moments, we need nothing. And it scares us. It's very scary for the ego because the more we are at that present state, the less we need. And the ego believes that the less we need, the less we will have. And we will lose. And yes, we'll lose. We will lose this, cognitive attachment, ego attachment to the very things we are promising ourselves that when we get, when we achieve, when we have, we will become, we will feel, so and so. So being in the present moment brings us to the realization that we need nothing. And there is no reason why we are chasing anything and avoiding anything. And that is very, humbling for the ego. The ego feels threatened that it will lose everything. And the trick to having everything is to allow to feel the process of loss of everything. Because that's the only moment when we don't attach to anything it is we want and control it and manipulate it and, to the point that we're going to have to push it away. None of us are looking for codependent relating. Either it is with another person or with, a situation, an object, or an achievement. We don't want this codependency. None of us. And even if we get the very thing we want, we're still miserable because it's the attachment of neediness that is actually hurting us after. And then we're wanting to control the very thing we want, and nothing's good enough. And so losing that is what this process is preparing us for. And it's challenging. But at the same time, when we go through it, it's very liberating. It makes us super powerful. Actually, it reveals to us how super powerful we always have been when we allow to first become weak. When we first allow to experience what is such a humbling process for the ego, but it's the only way that it prepares us to actually open up our electromagnetic field. And with that, I will see you soon. My name is Maro, and I'm the founder of Awakening Games, and I love your feedback. And I would love for you to send me messages if there is anything that you would like for us to look into deeper and for me to prepare content for that and online services and products. So please don't hesitate to reach out and find me on social media.